Hello, and welcome to the Cup Ringside. Let me change that because that is the one thing I forgot to change. This isn't the Cup TV. This is the Cup Ringside, period. And you can always come to us to give you the best seat in the house on all things wrestling or most things wrestling, all things WWE, period. I've learned in a short period of time that we have to be true in our advertisement and how we bring out ourselves. So we give you all things WWE, most things, some things wrestling, because we'll talk about other things every now and again. But this was just all about Bash in Berlin. So we're all about that. So I am Lana, your resident evil diva, here to give the tea, spit the tea, drink the tea, because I left me some tea. Don't have anything to drink because I didn't grab anything because honestly, I'm not that thirsty. But what I do have, what I always have, is my cup mug. And I keep it
Bing.
close by, period. You can get your cup merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. We do ship internationally. Berlin, I'm looking at you. But we also ship domestically here in the United States and Canada and Mexico. So there are no excuses. Get your cup merch. Go check out the store. Get your cup merch. And period.
Das ist der Hammer. Or, as they say in English, this is awesome. That crowd was nuts. I am Topher, and I am here to bash in Berlin. Not to be confused with Bash in Berlin, the pay-per-view that we were about to discuss.
Okay. Sure. Work, and work. Well, yeah, we Bash in Berlin. It actually was way better than I anticipated it to be. I thought I'll be honest, my expectations for this show, I was like, it's not that high. Not because of the matches and the talent, but because I figure like sometimes WWE, we know sometimes they give us filler pay-per-views where it's not as great and it's not the big four. So it's kind of like a little filler piece, a little fluff piece. They like those couple of matches together here and there, and it's like, that was all right. But this was actually really good. The crowd did not disappoint. I think they were like, look, we got to compete with Lyon, France, and we got to compete with them. And they did not disappoint at all. I was very happy with this German crowd. I was like, all right, Berlin, I see you. Work. It was good. I enjoy the international pay-per-view so much more these days because I love watching wrestling at noon and
Yes.
being done by 4 o'clock and having the rest of my day.
And
Love that for us.
the crowds in these international,
Yes.
it could, because you know what, that's what makes it. The
Mhm.
crowd itself makes the event feel so much more exciting because it wasn't a matter of unpredictability. I
Right.
think for the most part it was a relatively predictable card, and that's okay. But because of the excitement of the crowd, it really felt like what was happening was very important. Like when we get to the main event, like it just, that match felt like this is one of the biggest matches of all time,
Mhm.
and it just had such an elevated feeling to it. It was like watching a soccer game.
It was so good.
Or a football.
And or football, soccer, football. I'm sorry, football for you guys overseas. But yeah, it was really good. It was enjoyable. And speaking of predictions and predictability, we did have our own prediction show. So you should check out our prediction show thing. It'll be right there right now. And you should check it out. We did our predictions and we do have a winner of our predictions. And that person isn't here because they're out of town. But congratulations to Donovan, who did the most predictions correctly. I think he only missed one, which is the one we all, I think, no, he missed, he said that the Unholy Trinity would win the tag team championships from Bianca and Jade. And he was wrong. But that was the only one he predicted wrong. So congratulations to you, Donovan. And yeah, you could be here to be the villain of the week of the pod, but you're not. But it's okay. Uh, so I think we should just get right into it. I
Let's
think we
roll.
should. Well, let's get into this because Basher Berlin was amazing. And I did put them in order of the card and how it happened. So we'll start off with Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. I particularly did not want this match to happen the way it happened, but I was like, all right. I don't know if I like I don't know if I like the outcome of this and how it happened. I like the inner turmoil that Kevin Owens was going through because he's friends with Cody and he didn't know if he wanted to take it there with him, and the inner demons I felt that was trying to bubble its way out of Kevin Owens, the Kevin Owens I wanted to see. And I said this on the prediction show, I wanted heel Kevin Owens back. I personally wanted heel Kevin Owens back. I enjoy heel Kevin Owens over babyface Kevin Owens. But what I might have overlooked is the complexity of the friendship that Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes actually have. And even though they know story and even though they know wrestling and they know, things happen and I feel like Kevin didn't want to take it to that point of extreme heelism. And I don't know if that's not even a word, but and I don't know. And I think when I saw Cody in his post interview things in the post interview thing that where it made it hit me. I was like, oh, and even in the montage in at the beginning, the packet that they had at the beginning before the match, and they were talking about how Kevin Owens is really close to Cody, and they like friends. Like, and I was like, yeah, but that ain't stop you from doing that to Sammy, and that ain't stop Sammy from doing that to you. Like, I wanted to see the heel Kevin, but I don't know.
Like, how much does the WWE Championship mean to Kevin Owens? You have not been a world champion since what, 2017? They said
it's been 7 years since he had a solo title.
So what is like? What are you doing?
Right?
How can you not be the like killer instinct? Like Wade Barrett said, "Where's that killer instinct?" And like he told Wade Barrett to shut up. Like, come on, man, it's the championship. All bets are off. It's okay. All's fair in the wrestling ring. Period. And you're going to just throw it away like that? Maybe that'll get to him. Maybe the fact that like he punked out, will get to him because like didn't stop Cody from taking advantage.
Surely didn't.
I
was like, what are you doing? And I was screaming. Literally, and see, this is why I thought this was it was still a good match, because it made me feel something. It invoked some type of emotion from me. I was literally screaming, like, what are you doing? Take advantage. Like, the knee is shot. Go for the knee. Do something. Like, you passed up on the ring, the power bomb off the side of the ring. Like, why? It just
also, it's not, you're not doing excess damage to Cody. You're winning the match.
Right.
Win the match. Because why is that less damaging than Cody Rhodes doing the crossroads 3 times?
3 times.
Because you're talking about insult to injury. Cody Rhodes did the crossroads 3 times to Seth Rollins, and he did the crossroads 3 times to Roman Reigns. So he needed to do it 3 times to you, which is just putting that extra. Cody Rhodes had no problem putting the stank on it.
No.
And I was so expecting Kevin to turn on him at the end of the match because they went a little long with the hug.
Right. I was like, what are we doing? I didn't like that outcome. I need Kevin to, if this is going to turn into something between now and Bad Blood, then okay. But I needed to do something because this has to eat at Kevin. This has to eat away at him. I know he's going to get sick and tired of people saying, why did you hesitate? Why did you hold back? Why did you do this? And I know that maybe that's the story. And if it is, so be it. But man, I was upset yesterday about watching that.
It was, but it was a really good match. The
Good
crowd was
match.
absolutely into it. Great opener. I mean, obviously, I didn't think Kevin Owens was going to win. I thought that Cody Rhodes was going to hold on to it one more, but I do think, I think that it was really good for Cody to have an opponent that's different and to separate from the bloodline. But now he's going right back into a feud with Solo Sikoa. So
so annoying. See, this is why I'm saying it should have. Oh, Kevin should have won it and taken it off. I wouldn't have minded. I think me and Brooke talked about it on the recap, on the prediction. I wouldn't have minded a back and forth ping pong championship between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes for a little while, so he can stay away from the bloodline for a while. Like, because Solo only go chase where the belt is. So if Kevin take it, Solo will go chase him, but then he can't because Cody will interfere and it'll be Cody and Kevin again. And then he'll get it back, and then Solo will go back for Cody, and it's like, nope, Kevin still got beat. Like, I would have loved to see that, but
you need to have world titles change on pay-per-views that are not, or PLEs that are not WrestleMania or SummerSlam, because then it just conditions us to have zero expectation of something big happening. I want to feel like at any given time the title could change hands.
Yes.
And right now it feels like, oh, they're just going to have him hold on to it until WrestleMania next year. And I want to feel like people have an opportunity to take the belt off of him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. That needs to happen. It has to happen. But Cody wins. Cool. Maybe, fingers crossed, this is them building up something to Bad Blood. Because if I pay my money to go to Bad Blood and Cody still walks out there with another championship and he wins it again with nobody contesting him for real, I'm going to be very upset. I'm going to be very, very upset. But I digress. We move because I'm very happy about this next match. It is Alba Fire, and I always say her name wrong. Ilsa Dawn. No.
Wait, Alba Fire?
Alba Fire and Ilsa Dawn.
Elsa Dawn.
And against Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. This match was better than I thought it was going to be. And I was very happy with this match, honestly. Not just because I wanted the outcome that I wanted, and I was the only one on the panel who said that they would win, but that's crazy to me. But I thought this match was good. I felt like Alba Fire and Ilsa Dawn actually did a really good job in this match. And I don't know, I wasn't really checking for them. I kind of felt like, they alright, I guess. But they really did good in this match.
And I appreciated the video package that they put together beforehand, that it actually made the tag championships feel important, because the tag titles are only going to be important if they present them as such.
Yes.
I was thinking that it was possible that Bianca and Jade could have lost this match and had some the tension start to build, but I think it's more important for them to win the titles and then hold that off for even longer. I think we need like Bianca to, I think Jade might be the better heel.
I think
we need Bianca to cost Jade this title, cost Jade having this championship.
I feel like Jade would be a predictable heel for me. I feel like everybody expects Jade to be that heel, but I think Bianca heel will be something that the only thing is Bianca's so over, and so many little girls got their braids. So many little girls are out there being the EST, and to have Bianca go heel now would take the momentum away from the momentum of Bianca Belair and all of her glory and her shine. So Jade probably will be the better heel between these two, but I think a Bianca heel would be, for real wrestling fans who don't really care about the hype of it all, would be so good, because Bianca in NXT was not a face. She was a heel in NXT, and she was a really good heel in NXT. And I would love to see that Bianca come back for a little while, but I think it'll take the wind out of the sails, and she sells a lot of merch, and you don't really
Right.
want to make that merch sale go down. And she's the face of a lot of different brands that are reaching out to the WWE. So I don't know. I think a Jade turn is probably inevitable, but I don't think it's going to be as soon as we think it is. I think they are going to make them be the standard bearers for the women's tag team champions to make it feel like something again, because I
Agreed.
feel like the women's tag team champions, the men's tag team champions don't feel like anything anymore. And so they need a team that's going to make it feel important again. And I think they're putting that on Jade and Bianca right now. And so I think this is going to go on for a while. But I do think before WrestleMania gets here, because I do think this is the match at WrestleMania, Jade versus Bianca, because of somebody turning on each other.
Yeah, this is the match we want to see.
But I think this match was so good. I think Bianca and Jade are learning from each other more. They're starting to gel better as a tag team, which is what people didn't think was what people thought was missing between them, because we saw the way that Alba and Ilsa kind of just dominated the first half of that match and kept Bianca away from Jade, and was doing really good teamwork and tag ins and tag outs and things like that. And that was one of the things that Bianca and Jade didn't have, because they were a newer tag team. But I think in the last 2 months since they lost the belt, they kind of worked harder to getting that cohesiveness. And I think they were just way better because of it.
They gel very well, and they don't look like a thrown together team anymore. They look like an actual team.
And we got new tag team champions. I was very happy about that. I was like, yes, this was so good. And I'm very happy for them. I hope they do what they need to do for the belts. And can't wait to see what's happening down the road for them. We move to our next match, which is the strap match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre.
This was so good. This was so good. This was brutal. This was a solid back and forth. There was blood. It was busted open. And then, like, we're at the apex of this match, and my internet shorts. And I lose internet, and I have to restart the modem, and I turn it back on, and CM Punk has won. And I was happy that CM Punk had won, but I did not see how it happened.
Oh my God. That's wild.
But honestly, and here's the other thing. I don't really like the having to touch each corner. Mm-hmm. I don't know. There's something about that. I forgot that that's like the element of the strap match. Mm-hmm. I feel like they've done that on some strap matches, and then they haven't done that on others, right? Like, but it was what it was. It was a decent match. I'm curious. Steve said, or Punk says that he's moving on from this and gonna go for the world title now. And so I really would like to see Punk in other feuds. But this was really good. I think it was a good climax to their story.
I think it was good, but do we honestly think Drew McIntyre is going to let CM Punk just walk away into the sunset and do a whole nother feud? I don't think so. I know CM Punk says it's over, but I don't think Drew McIntyre thinks it's over. So I'm not so sure about that. But I did enjoy this match, and that's the only way the strap match that I've seen is to touch the four corners. So that's the only kind of strap match I've ever seen. So I kind of was like, okay, well, it's just a traditional strap match. But I like a strap match only because the whole brutality of a strap match. Not that I would want to be in a strap match, because I done got whooped as a child with a belt. No, thank you. Not fun.
We don't need no whipping.
I don't need no whippings. I don't need a whooping at all. I got enough in my life growing up. Thank you, Mom and Dad. But
they truly whooped each other.
Right, but they truly did. And it was just like, I enjoyed watching it. I thought it was a good match. And the crazy part is that you said your internet went out. Halfway in that match, I got a phone call, and I was watching on my iPad. and I get a phone call, and I have to stop watching it. And I was like, "Oh, what's happening?" But I kept it running. It kept going. And when the time I came back to the call from the call, CM Punk had won the match. So I was like, "Oh, so I missed the halfway mark." I watched the whole beginning and I watched a good part of it. So I saw the brutality and how it was, but then later on after the replay came back, I went and watched the match in its entirety so I could be sure I could talk about it. But I thought it was a good match. I thought they both gave their all in this match. They both brought out all the stops in this match, and it was really, really good. But seeing CM Punk come out on, nobody thought it was going to be anybody different because they were not going to let CM Punk lose again when he could just getting back. Like, come on.
And yeah, so that was and he wore the exact same outfit that he wore it all in last time he was in Europe. So he really and he is in the best shape of his life. He looks phenomenal. So kudos to CM Punk, king of the strap match, 3-0 in strap matches. Nods to WWE for acknowledging the fact that he competed in the strap match in ROH. And a chance for them to bring up Umaga and acknowledge Umaga's existence anytime that's is always good on.
Awesome. It was good. I thought CM Punk did great. He got his bracelet back, so he was very happy about that. So, but like you said, he says it's the end of the road for him and Drew McIntyre. I beg to differ. I don't think that's going to happen, and I don't think Drew McIntyre is going to just let him just walk off into the sunset and go for a championship match. Just don't think it's happening.
No, not at all.
We move to our mixed tag team match with Dom and Liv against Rhea and Damien. And this is the match I lost. I really, really was annoyed. But I thought that I was very much like, Judgment Day is going to come out.
This was a really good match.
This was a good match. It was better than I thought. I have mixed feelings for a reason. I loved how dominant Rhea and Damien looked in this match. I liked seeing them just do their thing, and it was great to watch. What I didn't like is I don't like them making the Judgment Day. How are you going to have a faction? And the Judgment Day is supposed to be this faction who now you're saying without these two people, this is just a joke of a faction. Like they can't even dominate in the same way because these two people is no longer in the faction. Now, maybe that was to show, maybe it's like, okay, yeah, see, we run the Judgment Day, blah, blah, blah. But it's still two people against 5 people, and you let the 2 people outwit and beat down the 5 people. It just didn't make sense to me, and I understand you not wanting to show Damien, who is a former champion, and Rhea, who is a former champion, to look weak. But what you did was you made Rhea pin the women's champion, so you're not even making her look stronger. She's even looking weak. So I don't know how you elevate your women's champion by making her take the pin. Dom should have took that pin. 100% Dom should have took that pin, because Liv does not need to be pinned by Rhea Ripley at this match, because I need Liv to look a little bit stronger going into the Bad Blood against Rhea Ripley and look like she could actually take Rhea Ripley. Right now, don't nobody believe Liv could take Rhea Ripley without shenanigans and foolishness. And y'all making her take that pin just made her look like, yep, she can't she can't beat Rhea. And I didn't like that. I don't like that when you do that to Liv, because I feel like Liv is a good champion, and I want to see our women champions look strong, like y'all try to make the men champions look strong. But to make her take this pin in this match in that way was kind of.
But Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest are so dominant. They are the Terror Twins. If it wasn't yes, the new Judgment Day is completely subpar to the old Judgment Day, because they don't have Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley was the leader of the Judgment Day for a year. All right. Damian Priest, campeón. until the Judgment Day cost him it. So
Mm-hmm.
it was nice to see poor Carlito. I don't want to put you
Okay.
we want Carlito back in the WWE. Now we've
Throw
got
him in
him
a
back in
faction.
the WWE. What is he doing?
Nothing.
No, but it's good. Listen, this was an incredible back and forth match with an incredible story, and I really enjoyed Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley together. So they were phenomenal, and yeah, even though Liv took the pin, I mean Rhea has been pinned by Liv twice, so it's okay for Liv to do the favor. And Dominic
I think it should have
Mysterio,
happened at the next match when it's 1-on-1. She takes the pin.
I know, but Dominic Mysterio is the best, and Dominic Mysterio is the best heel in the business. Dominic Mysterio, he said in an interview the other day, he's like, I am the only heel to ever turn heel whilst being a heel.
Like, they didn't like me before, and they really don't like me now. So it's kind of like, absolutely.
That's incredible.
It is incredible. And I agree. I like the dominance of Rhea and Damian. I loved it. I enjoyed watching it. I also want our women's division to have the same elevation as the men's division. And if you're going to elevate the men's championship by not making our men's champions look weak, stop making our women's champions look weak as well. Dom could have took the pin and let Liv still take the loss without taking the actual loss. You know what I mean? It's just
right.
But it is what it is. We do have Damian and Rhea winning the match, hands down. It was a really good match. I enjoyed their chemistry in the ring. The four of them, I think they all did really well. And then having the added bonus of the Judgment Day coming out and doing a minor distractions, but still ended up getting their butts handed to them. I kind of enjoyed that too. It was fine. But for a split second, I was like, yep, here go Dom and Liv winning. But, that went away rather quickly.
It was amazing. I'm so happy. I love Damian Priest is up there. He's one of my favorite wrestlers right now. Rhea Ripley, best women's wrestler that there is right now. So this was good. I hope Damian Priest can get back into the championship picture again soon.
Me too. I do too, because I feel like he was really a really great champion, and I enjoyed him as a champion, and I would love to see him as champion again. So, okay. And then our main event of the night, which honestly I'm gonna say I enjoyed the most, is Gunther and Randy Orton. But I enjoyed this match the most, but not because of why I thought I would enjoy this match the most. I felt like Randy Orton carried this match. Like, did he do a little too extra posy for me in this match? Yes. I thought he was taking his time and doing some extra stuff that he didn't need to do. But I felt like Randy carried this match. But Gunther is, like, we all know Gunther is the ring general. He knows what he's doing in that ring. And he showed that. But I also saw that Gunther could also be led in a match. And he knows how to actually follow somebody in the match, because Randy Orton is used to being the person leading the match. That's his job. That's what he's been doing for a very long time. And we see Gunther comes in the ring, and he leads. Ooh, not me knocking mics down. He leads matches a lot. He's done that, but we've never really seen Gunther, especially since in this championship role that he has had, and even in Intercontinental Champion, we've never really seen Gunther follow in a match or be led in a match. And he can be led in a match, and it wasn't a bad match. It was actually so good. I enjoyed this match thoroughly.
And the story that was being told, and that's okay. One of the best entrances Randy Orton's ever had.
Yes.
I don't know what was up with that 4K, like freaking,
it looks so good.
It looks so good, and then you had, and then the way that Randy Orton is like, let's slow it down. They're doing the wave right now. We're going to wait, we don't need to get into it. And I thought it told an excellent story about how Randy Orton slowed Gunther down, took it at his pace, was methodical, beat him up, got a little bit too arrogant, You
Yes.
know what I mean? Got a little bit too confident. And I loved the hesitation. He went to go hit the RKO and like hesitated. And that slight hesitation
Yep.
allowed Gunther to shove him off. And then at the end, Gunther outsmarted Randy Orton, right? Like that's what was so cool is that Gunther had him. You thought that Randy Orton was getting out of the sleeper hold. Randy Orton, fell back on top of him. And the amount of like the primal like re-grip onto Randy Orton to like take him out. Oh, it was chef's kiss.
Cinematic.
My roommate, who just recently started watching wrestling and never watched any wrestling before, has seen Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, and now this, said that this is the best match that he's ever seen.
It was so I can understand why. It was cinematic. It was good storytelling. It was like they took you on this journey with them. Like you said, when Randy slowed it down a little bit, and the crowd was like, "Okay, where we going?" It was like everybody just. I feel like all the stars aligned to make this match as good as it was. It was just pure perfection. The cinematography from where the camera people were shooting the different angles of the match. And like you said, Randy coming out in that 4K. What? I was like, oh, he's never looked as good ever.
Right.
He looked so good and so amazing. I was stunned. It was really good. Props to WWE for trying these new cameras and these new angles. It's working. It's good. I thought everything about this match was good. And then when Gunther did, like you said, the primal scream to hold Randy into that second sleeper hold, it was just like, oh my God, is he going to make Randy pass out? And he did. And it was like, and I felt like the respect. We have never, ever seen Gunther give anybody that type of respect after a match where he shakes their hand and it's like, you took me to my limit. And he did. Randy Orton took Gunther to the limit, and it was so good to watch. And I honestly would love to see them spin the block on this match again with these two. I wouldn't mind seeing it again.
I would like to see it again. I think though, I am curious. I want to see Gunther get into. I need Gunther because we know he can have a good match. I need him to have a good feud that is beyond just matches.
Yeah,
but
I can see that.
He's going to deliver. This deserved to be the main event.
Yes.
I think this was the best match on the card. I think that it's a candidate for. Is it a candidate for match of the year? I don't know. WrestleMania was really post WrestleMania. This is probably one of the best matches. I think SummerSlam had some great matches. Money in the Bank had some great matches. Yeah. I think this was a different type of match. I think a lot of matches rely on fast pace, acrobatics. This was old school. Yeah, that's what this was. This was old school.
I mean, and for the ending to end in a sleeper hold. Tap, that's old. Come on, that is so old school. It is so good. I just enjoyed watching every moment of this match, and then the post stuff, and afterwards seeing Randy and Gunther just giving each other props and respect. Because yes, like you said, I agree. I want to see Gunther in some good feuds because he's had good matches. We've never seen Gunther in a long-term feud that is just. Back and forth and personal or not personal, just something. I just need him in a feud that he's just like,
right. Because I will tell you the one flaw with this match that docks it just a little bit is I was more heavily invested in Randy Orton. And that's because Randy Orton just had that interview where he came out and he said, I'm in the prime of my career right now. I just signed a 5-year plan. I had my back surgery. I feel better now than I have ever felt. And I believe that. And Randy Orton was out there to prove that. And I think a 15th championship reign is in Randy Orton's future.
It should be. It should be.
But I don't think Gunther's the opponent for that. But I think Cody is the opponent for that. However, I do think that because that is the one lack of, same with last month. I was more heavily invested in Damian Priest in the Gunther Damian Priest match because Damian Priest just had that documentary come out.
Yeah.
He had like, you know, and like I was so invested in Damian Priest as a person, you know, and I'm invested in Randy Orton as a person. I'm not invested in Gunther.
Yeah.
And not even in a way like if you're gonna be a heel, be a heel. Make me hate you.
Right. I agree. We need, but this is what we've been saying from the beginning. We've been saying this about Gunther. We need to know who is Gunther. What makes Gunther tick? What makes Gunther? Who is Gunther beyond championships? Like we want to know what he is, and I feel like we're not getting. We like him, but we're not getting invested in him. We need to be invested in him in order to be like, okay, now I'm interested in you, not your opponent. And that's how it should be with the champion. We should be invested in the champion, not the challenger as much as, you know, all the time. But every time Gunther fights, we're invested in who he's fighting with.
Right.
And is this going to be the time they're going to take him out? Or is this not going to be the time? Or blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I just think that we need more. We just need more.
But all in all, excellent card. Excellent.
What would you score it overall?
You know, I don't feel like there was a bad match on the card. But I also don't feel like anything felt like the ultimate payoff either. And so I would have to say that it's like rating a part 2 of a trilogy, you know, like and these middle card events are harder to rate because I have less to compare it to. Like for a one-off Bash in Berlin on a Saturday afternoon pay-per-view, thoroughly enjoyed it. I didn't feel like it was slugging along. I didn't feel like it was too long. I didn't feel, you know, so I would say I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10.
Okay. That's, I would probably do 8.5 out of 10. I think I agree with you. I think it was a solid, good afternoon of TV to watch, good wrestling, good matches. Everybody came and did their big one. I thought it was good, but it could be better. It can always be better.
Yeah. I think where it lacked is like I don't feel like I was super eager. Like, I mean, I was excited to watch it because I'm a wrestling fan and I'm always excited to watch wrestling, you know, but I don't feel that going into it that there was anything on this card that I was like, I cannot wait for this Saturday. This is a can't miss event. It could, most people probably missed it, not thinking that it was, you know, and that's where I think it suffered. But yeah, it was really good. It was a really good event. Now, if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. Give it a good watch.
Go watch it. Definitely. It was definitely a good watch to see if you enjoy some good wrestling. So if you hadn't watched it, you should go watch it. It was really good. But that's it. Topher, we did everything that we could do about it. We talked as much as we could talk about it, and we did another an hour. Yeah.
Onwards to Bad Blood. I'm curious. I mean, you got to be some blood feuds going on there. It's going to start early. It's going to start at 6 because they need to be over by 10 for the UFC that's happening after it, which is one of the benefits of UFC and WWE being owned by the same company. We're still getting a Saturday night pay-per-view, but it's going to start earlier. So that'll be cool.
Cool. Look, that's good to know since I am trying to go.
Yes.
I am trying to be in it.
Yeah. Make it happen. I'm working on it. I have a lot of personal things going on right now that I unfortunately spending that money would not be advisable. But
I'm working on it.
Otherwise I would. So.
But I'm gonna go see. Hopefully they give us a good show, and hopefully the build up to Bad Blood is going to make us excited about watching Bad Blood. But y'all know what to do. Hit the subscribe. I didn't say this at the beginning of the video, but I'm gonna say it now. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. We are trying to build up this channel as well as all of our other channels. We are part of the CUP Network. I ain't too proud to beg, so please, please, please hit the subscribe button. check us out. We put out content all the time about wrestling and all the PLEs. We're talking about them. And join our other channels. Look in the description below and click the link tree. All of our YouTube links are down there. Click on them, subscribe. We're trying to build up all of our channels in the network as well as our audio podcast links. Those are down there as well in that same link tree. So click that for audio podcast links so you can check us out on the go. I appreciate you. I see you, Spotify listeners. I see you, all the podcast listeners. The numbers are coming in and y'all are listening, and I appreciate you for doing that. Also, our Patreon. Join our Patreon. You can get early access to a lot of shows on all four of our channels and exclusive content across all four channels. We're going to start doing some exclusive content off of this channel because this is the newest channel of the network. So we are going to start doing some exclusive content that is only going to be in our Patreon soon. So be on the lookout for that as well. So go join our Patreon. And as of course, you keep scrolling down, you can get our merch, cup merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link is in the description below.
Boom.
So go check that out and support us because we appreciate all of it. We appreciate all the support that you guys give us, and we're going to continue to do the best we can. And we're going to get out of here because it's time to go. So
Good night.
Cheers, y'all.
Good night.
Cheers.
There's the hammer.
Look, Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
That's the German I know. Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Bye.
This is awesome.
Bye, y'all.